Chosen one, do not scroll past this. I need you to stop and listen to my voice. This specific moment on your screen is not an algorithm, it is not a coincidence. Heaven has literally bent the rules of time to place this urgent message directly in your path. Right now, a massive shift is occurring in the unseen realm. Do not walk away. You feel a heavy urge to skip this message, but you must strictly resist it. Put your hand over your chest right now and breathe once. Unclench your tight jaw immediately. I know exactly how physically tired you are. I see the heavy weight you have been dragging across the floor for many months. You are entirely safe here with me. Lately, you have been waking up with a thick fog in your mind. An unexplained exhaustion sits heavy in your chest. You think it is just normal stress, but you are completely wrong. Do not scroll past this specific revelation. Your body is reacting to a massive spiritual shift, and I am about to reveal exactly what is happening right now. You feel entirely alone. You smile for the people around you, and you pretend that everything is perfectly fine. But inside, you are barely holding on to the edge. And every single night, when the house is finally quiet, the crushing reality of your situation falls heavy onto your shoulders. You swallow your tears to be the strong one in the morning. You are so close to giving up. The thought crosses your mind constantly now. You wonder if walking away would just be an easier path. You look at the deep silence from heaven and you interpret it as total abandonment. You truly think I have forgotten you. You think your prayers are hitting a brass ceiling and bouncing back down empty. I see you. I have always seen you. Even when no one else does, I am watching every silent tear you shed in the dark. You are the tired caregiver. You carry the heavy burdens of everyone else in your family bloodline. When they fall, you catch them. When they break, you bleed to fix them. But when you fall, the room is completely empty. That sudden emptiness hurts. It cuts deep into your fragile spirit. You have asked me why you must bear this alone. You have pleaded for a simple break from the constant pressure of daily survival. The immense financial stress keeps you awake at night. You calculate numbers in the dark until your head aches terribly. You just want to breathe. Stay with me now. Do not let the loud distraction of this world pull your eyes away. The heaviness you woke up with today is not natural. It is a spiritual alarm bell ringing out loudly. You feel it heavily in the air around you. That invisible tension follows you closely through the day. You live in a constant state of bracing for bad news. Your sensitive nervous system is completely exhausted. You overthink every tiny decision because you are terrified of making a major mistake. You deeply fear that one wrong step will ruin the destiny I have for you. But hear my voice clearly today. You cannot ruin what I have called you to just by being human. You are simply overwhelmed. You feel like a broken vessel. You look at the shattered pieces of your timeline and you feel ashamed. You wonder if your lack of faith caused this massive delay. That is a cruel lie planted by the enemy to keep you shrinking. The delay was never a punishment, and your exhaustion is not a sign of weak faith. I have a profound secret to tell you. There is a specific reason for this intense pressure. The enemy desperately hopes you never learn the exact truth about this distance between us. He wants you to believe I am angry. He wants you to walk away right before the massive door swings open. But I will not let him win this battle. I am stepping into your violent storm today. Let me speak to something tender now, something you have carried quietly for so long. You feel like you are standing at the bottom of a dark pit, and no matter how loudly you scream for help, the echo just returns entirely empty. You look around at the people in your life. You see them moving forward. You see them smiling and thriving, but you feel completely stuck in a terrible season of waiting. I saw you last night when the room was entirely dark. I saw you sitting on the edge of the bed, staring blankly at the wall. The heavy silence of the house pressed against your ears. You felt the familiar ache rising in your throat. You covered your mouth so no one else would hear you weep. You cried until your chest physically hurt. And then you wiped your tired face and went to sleep. You are so tired of being the strong one for everybody else. You pour your limited energy into fixing their broken pieces. You listen to their complaints and you offer them endless grace. But who is holding you when you are actively falling apart? The answer feels like absolutely nobody. You look at your phone hoping for a simple message of comfort. You wait for someone to check on your tired soul, but the screen remains completely dark. And in that sharp moment of isolation, you question my love for you. You wonder why the creator of the universe would leave you in this painful valley. You ask if your prayers are somehow flawed. You feel a deep wave of rejection wash over your tired body. You think I am holding back your blessings because you are not holy enough. That is completely false. Listen closely to my voice right now. Do not let this next sentence slip past your heavy heart. I saw the shame you carried when you looked at those unpaid bills. I saw the deep humiliation when you had to ask for help again. I saw how you forced a smile at the store when your card was declined. I saw you sitting in your car gripping the steering wheel. You begged for a simple miracle. I felt the intense desperation in your voice. I heard the exact words you whispered when you thought nobody was listening. You said you could not take one more single disappointment. You said your fragile spirit was completely broken, and you meant every single word. The pain in your chest is a real physical weight. It is not something you are just imagining in your exhausted mind. Pause briefly right where you are. Linger here for the length of 3 slow breaths. I need you to drop those heavy shoulders that are rising toward your ears. Unclench your hands right now. You are holding on to survival with a bitter grip. Let the intense pressure of this moment settle down. You have carried heavy things in this message. You are completely safe to feel weak right here. This profound exhaustion is exactly why you want to walk away. You are not rebelling against heaven. You are simply running out of human endurance. Your physical body is failing to sustain the massive spiritual weight. You look at the road ahead and you only see endless struggle. The enemy whispers that your entire life will always be this difficult. He tells you that your destiny is a cruel lie. You feel like a forgotten child standing in the cold rain. You watch other people receive their sudden miracles with joy. You celebrate with them because you have a good heart. But secretly you wonder when it will finally be your turn. You ask heaven why the delay is so incredibly long for you. You feel deeply embarrassed that you are still fighting the exact same battles from years ago. Do not look away from me now. Hold this painful truth in the healing light. Your vulnerability is never a disgusting weakness to me. It is the exact place where my power enters your situation. I am gathering every single tear you dropped in that dark room. I have recorded every moment you chose to keep walking even when you felt entirely empty. You are not abandoned in this heavy wilderness. I need you to understand something clearly today. There is a massive difference between divine rejection and holy protection. You thought my silence meant I was angry with you, and you assumed I was ignoring your desperate prayers while blessing everyone else. But you are looking at this season through the eyes of human fear. The deep silence was never a punishment for your mistakes. When heaven goes completely quiet, it means the heavy construction has begun. I am working deep underground where your physical eyes cannot see the progress. You thought I abandoned you in the dark valley, but I was actively stripping away the fragile foundations of your old life. I had to remove the toxic roots before I could plant your massive harvest. Listen to me carefully right now. Do not let these words fade away. If I had answered your prayer exactly when you asked for it, you would have been destroyed. There were hidden enemies waiting patiently in your future, and there were manipulative people who wanted to steal your upcoming blessing. I saw their wicked intentions long before they ever smiled at you. I used this painful delay to aggressively clear out your future room. I had to push away the people who only loved you for what you could give them. You cried bitterly when those relationships suddenly ended. You felt deeply betrayed and completely broken by their sudden departure, but I was literally rescuing you from a terrible disaster. I am fiercely protective of your calling. Your upcoming arrival season carries a tremendous weight. You are about to manage wealth and influence that will change your family timeline forever. But a weak internal structure cannot hold a massive heavenly blessing. I had to let the fire burn away your deep people-pleasing habits. And I had to teach you how to stand entirely alone without seeking their constant approval. Breathe out that heavy guilt immediately. Stop apologizing for things that were never your fault to begin with. You did not cause this delay by praying the wrong words. and you did not miss your window of opportunity because you felt tired one afternoon. The enemy wants you to stay trapped in endless self-blame. He wants you to obsess constantly over your past mistakes. But heaven does not operate on your human perfection. Heaven operates on prophetic alignment. The darkness did not attack your finances because you are weak. The enemy attacked you because he is absolutely terrified of the destiny written on your life. He knows that once you step through this open door, his dark grip on your bloodline is broken forever. He tried to use this silent season to break your fragile mind. He sent endless waves of confusion to make you surrender your rightful inheritance. He wanted you to look at the empty bank accounts and declare absolute defeat, but his entire strategy has completely failed. You are still standing here today. You are battered and bruised, but you have not surrendered your spirit. This is where many chosen ones sadly turn back. They feel the sharp ache of the wilderness, and they falsely call it a terrible mistake, but you must hold the line firmly right now. You are not a tragic victim of some random misfortune, but rather a powerful cycle breaker undergoing intense preparation. The pressure you feel is the exact evidence of your massive elevation. Stay with me and do not let your focus drift away. I am breaking through the heavy noise around you right now. You thought the waiting was slowly killing your precious dreams, but the waiting was actually killing the old version of you that could not survive the coming harvest. I am doing a severe and beautiful work in your spirit. The long silence is finally breaking. You are standing on the very edge of a total paradigm shift. I have swept the floor of your future completely clean. The false friends are permanently gone, and the invisible traps have been fully dismantled by my warring angels. Your path forward is now secure and ready. But there is a physical toll this unseen battle has taken on your heavy body. There is another layer beneath this intense spiritual warfare. I see the severe physical toll it has taken on your tired body. You feel a thick fog wrapped tightly around your mind. You forget simple things constantly throughout your busy day. And no matter how many hours of sleep you manage to get at night, you wake up feeling completely drained. The deep exhaustion lives inside your human bones. You walk into a room and instantly forget why you are there. You stare at your computer screen and your tired mind goes completely blank. You genuinely think you are losing your cognitive edge. You worry that you are failing at basic human tasks. But you must understand that carrying a supernatural weight in a human body creates immense physiological stress. Your nervous system is currently vibrating at a painful frequency. You feel jumpy and irritable for absolutely no apparent reason. The smallest inconveniences make you want to burst into angry tears. You snap at the people you love, and then you feel terrible guilt. This emotional roller coaster is a direct symptom of the heavy spiritual climate around you. This heavy cognitive fog makes you want to surrender entirely. You look at the massive calling on your life, and you just want to hide. You want to walk away from the great destiny I prepared for you. You are tired of being the strong cycle breaker. And when the invisible pressure peaks in the middle of the afternoon, you just want to disappear entirely. Stay with me and let my holy peace wash over your mind. Gently press the like button right now. This is your covenant with heaven today. It is your physical declaration that you will never walk away from the coming harvest, and you are actively anchoring your fragile spirit to my eternal strength. I will hold you firmly when your legs refuse to walk. Let us look closely at that invisible pressure sitting on your chest. You feel a tight, heavy band wrapping around your lungs every single morning. Your breathing is shallow and panicked before you even start your daily work. You carry an unexplained anxiety that makes your hands shake slightly. You constantly brace yourself for the next terrible disaster to strike your home. You try to read my word, but the letters blur together. You try to pray silently, but your mind wanders into dark, anxious scenarios. You feel immense shame for this lack of spiritual focus. You think your faith is completely broken because you cannot concentrate on my presence. But your brain is simply operating in a severe survival mode under enemy attack. The darkness uses this physical exhaustion to plant extremely poisonous seeds. The enemy whispers daily that you are losing your mind. He tells you that this heavy brain fog is a permanent life condition. He wants you to feel so hopelessly disoriented that you drop the keys to your inheritance. He knows that a confused warrior will eventually drop their sword. I heard what you whispered in your kitchen just 2 days ago. You leaned against the cold counter and let your head drop low. You said you could not do this painful waiting anymore. You asked me to just give the massive assignment to someone else who is stronger. You wanted to resign from your position as the rightful heir because the mental toll is too high. Your painful honesty does not offend my holy ears at all. I am not angry that you feel completely crushed by this invisible weight. I designed your human frame, and I know exactly how fragile mortal dust can be. You are carrying the accumulated trauma of your entire bloodline while simultaneously trying to birth a massive financial miracle. That is a heavy burden. Do not skip this next vital truth about your current condition. You are desperately trying to solve a spiritual attack using physical rest and more coffee. But the profound exhaustion you feel in your mind is not a simple medical mystery. It is a direct result of the unseen pressure at the threshold of your breakthrough. And I am about to reveal exactly how the enemy operates here. Listen closely to the unseen reality of your current situation. The enemy did not attack your mind because you are weak. He attacked you because he is absolutely terrified of the massive wealth you are about to manage. He sees the giant door of your harvest season opening right now. And he knows his dark kingdom is running out of time today. He cannot stop heaven from releasing your financial miracle. So he decided to attack your physical endurance instead. He sent that heavy brain fog to make you completely disoriented. He planted that intense desire to just walk away from your calling. He desperately wants you to abandon your post right before the golden delivery arrives. There is a very specific strategy the enemy is using against you. He has a hidden code that he uses to push you away from your blessing. I'm going to expose his dark secret right now. There is a powerful key he desperately wants to hide from your tired eyes. Because once you hold this key, his entire attack will immediately collapse. He wants you to look at your current bank account and feel intense shame. He whispers that your lack of progress is entirely your own fault. But I am telling you today that he is a complete liar. You are not failing at life just because you feel deeply tired. You are actively surviving a severe spiritual assassination attempt right now. The intense pressure you feel is actual proof of your prophetic alignment. A thief does not break into an empty house. The darkness is swarming around you because you carry a massive inheritance. The enemy sees the generational wealth that is about to flood your bloodline. He is trying to make you drop the deed to your own estate. Do not ever blame yourself for this heavy spiritual fatigue. You have spent months thinking your faith was completely broken. You thought you were simply not strong enough to be the rightful heir. But the fatigue is just smoke blown by the enemy to hide the open door. He wants you wandering blindly in the wilderness while the feast is ready. That sudden urge to pack up and leave is not your own thought. The enemy is broadcasting a signal of defeat directly into your tired mind. He knows that if you just stand still for one more moment, you will definitely win. So he creates artificial chaos to make you run away in deep panic. He wants you to forfeit the match right at the finish line. But I am standing firmly right between you and the invisible enemy. I have drawn a thick bloodline around your family that he cannot cross. He is allowed to make noise and cause temporary confusion in your mind, but he has absolutely no authority to touch your promised harvest. Your arrival season is fully protected by my warring angels right now. You must not lay down your sharp sword today. I know your arms are shaking violently from the heavy weight of the unseen battle, but you are fighting an enemy who is already totally defeated. He is just trying to convince you to surrender before the final whistle blows. He wants to steal your crown using the simple weapon of human exhaustion. I will not let him blind you any longer. The heavy fog is about to lift from your tired eyes completely. The exact strategy he used to drain your energy is about to be exposed. You are going to see exactly how close you are to the massive breakthrough. You are going to realize why this final threshold requires such intense spiritual warfare. Hold that thought and do not let it slip away. The enemy wants you to skip this message and go back to feeling miserable. He hopes you will stay stuck in the endless cycle of dark anxiety. But I am pulling you out of the deep mud today. I am about to place the hidden key directly into your waiting hands. You just need to stay with me and breathe. You feel the immense pressure reaching an absolute boiling point right now. You pace back and forth across your living room floor. You cannot sit still for even a single minute. And the tension inside your chest feels like a stretched rubber band that is about to violently snap. You feel completely restless. The invisible weight is pushing you to the very edge. You think you are having a terrible panic attack. Your heart races constantly without any logical reason. You stare out the window and feel a deep sense of incoming doom. But you are profoundly misunderstanding the symptoms of your own body. This extreme restlessness is not a medical disorder. It is the heavy physiological friction of crossing a major spiritual threshold. Let me explain the exact science of this divine compression. You are a fragile human vessel made of earthly dust, but you are currently carrying a massive heavenly calling that spans across multiple generations. When the infinite weight of heaven presses against your finite mortal nervous system, it creates severe physical shaking. Your body is literally vibrating with prophetic energy. Stop calling yourself broken when you are simply under holy compression. Your biological brain was never designed to easily process the massive spiritual downloads you are receiving. The sudden brain fog and the intense physical exhaustion are completely normal reactions, because your two brain hemispheres are disconnecting slightly under the intense pressure of waiting for your arrival season. The urge to walk away is just your physical body trying to escape the fire. Your human survival instinct screams at you to run back to safety. It tells you that this massive calling is entirely too dangerous. But your spirit knows that running away will cost you your rightful inheritance. You are stuck between the deep fear of the flesh and the high calling of heaven. This is the exact moment where the threshold is the most narrow. You are passing through the birth canal of your new destiny, and the birth process is always messy and incredibly painful. The walls are pressing against you tightly to strip away the last remaining pieces of your old survival pattern. You are not being crushed to death, you are being aggressively formed. Do not let the enemy diagnose your spiritual condition. He looks at your shaking hands and calls it pathetic anxiety. He looks at your tear-stained face and calls it absolute defeat. But heaven looks at your restless pacing and sees a warrior getting ready for battle. You are pacing like a caged lion because the heavy gate is about to open. Write 777 to seal this word and declare perfect provision. Let this physical action be your firm anchor in the middle of the storm. By typing those numbers, you are commanding your nervous system to fully submit to the authority of heaven. You are telling the darkness that you will not retreat. You will stand your ground and claim your massive harvest. Every single pioneer feels this exact same agony before the breakthrough. The extreme tension means you are exactly where you are supposed to be. If you were doing this wrong, the enemy would leave you completely alone. But the intense friction confirms your perfect prophetic alignment. Your heavy body is simply bracing for the massive impact of my answered promises. I am completely vindicating your physical struggle today. I am washing away the deep shame you feel about your mental exhaustion. You do not need to apologize for needing extra sleep or for crying in your car. Your tears are a holy release valve for the immense pressure building inside your earthly frame. Let the tears flow freely and do not hold them back anymore. The compression is about to reach its absolute peak. The invisible walls around you are shaking violently. You are about to step out of the dark birth canal and into the blinding light of your arrival season. The heavy, bounteous harvest is waiting just on the other side of this intense physical panic. Do not walk away when you are only inches from the glorious finish line. The intense shaking you feel is not the sign of a tragic collapse. It is the glorious trembling of a massive arrival. I want to shatter the biggest illusion the enemy has ever built around your mind. He desperately convinced you that I was sitting on a distant throne millions of miles away, and he made you believe I was just casually watching you suffer from afar. But the reality is completely different today. I am incredibly close to you. I am standing right beside you inside this blazing fire. When you cried alone in your dark bedroom last night, I was sitting on the very edge of your bed. My hand was resting gently on your shaking shoulder. You could not see my physical form in that dark room, but I never left your side for a single second. I heard every single broken whisper that left your tired lips. I felt the deep ache in your chest as if it were my own. You are my precious child. I do not abandon my chosen elite when the battle gets fierce. I step directly into the heavy trenches with you. I am completely wrapped around your fragile human spirit right now because I must aggressively protect your divine destiny. You must deeply absorb this truth into your weary bones. I am close to you. I am closer than the very air you are currently breathing. The enemy wants you to feel totally isolated because an isolated soldier is always an easy target. But the dark demons are violently trembling right now. They look at your tired face, and they see my massive shadow standing directly behind you. They know your season of weakness is officially over. I am breathing fresh supernatural wind straight into your exhausted lungs today. Feel that sudden warmth spreading through your heavy chest right now. That is not a random physical sensation. That is my holy presence actively repairing your torn spiritual muscles, and I am aggressively restoring the original strength you lost in the waiting season. Lift your heavy head up immediately. Stop staring down at the muddy floor of the wilderness. You are not a pathetic beggar hoping for tiny scraps of mercy. I am pulling you entirely out of that miserable survival mode. I am dressing you in the heavy armor of a true spiritual warrior. Your hands are no longer shaking from terrible anxiety. They are shaking with raw heavenly power. You are about to step into a completely new dimension of authority. I am transferring the heavy keys of the kingdom directly into your palms. The long waiting period has officially expired today. You proved your profound loyalty when the sky was completely dark, and you refused to curse my name when your heart was shattered. And now heaven is ready to reward your stance. Say the words out loud to yourself right now. Say, I am close to you. Let the sound of that profound truth wash over your anxious mind. The giant walls that blocked your financial harvest are turning into dust beneath your feet. I am personally paving the golden road right in front of you. You do not have to fight this heavy battle anymore because I am fighting it for you. The dark enemy is in a state of absolute panic. He sees the massive heavenly resources lining up perfectly behind your name. He knows he has completely lost his grip on your family bloodline. He cannot touch your finances or your peace ever again. I have declared your ultimate victory in the unseen realm, and the heavy gavel of heaven has already fallen in your favor. This is why I commanded you not to walk away today. You were literally inches away from the massive gold mine. If you had surrendered yesterday, the enemy would have stolen the entire estate, but I held your shaking hand tightly and kept you in the glorious race. We are actively crossing this heavy threshold together right now. You are no longer bleeding out on the lonely battlefield. Get ready to receive the absolute fullness of your divine inheritance. I am swinging the massive vault doors wide open for you. The dark fog is permanently lifting from your tired mind. You are about to hear the specific mandate that will change your family history. Stand still and prepare your fragile heart for the ultimate revelation I am delivering to you next. A petitioner stands at a counter and constantly bargains for small favors, but an heir walks straight through the heavy doors of the main estate and simply receives. You are not a tired beggar. You are not hoping for leftover scraps from a distant heaven. You are the rightful heir to a massive spiritual and financial bloodline. The long, bitter season of crying at the locked gate is officially over, and you must stand up tall and square your heavy shoulders right now. I am aggressively stripping away your old victim mindset today. You truly thought you had to perform perfectly to earn my daily blessing. You exhausted your physical human body, trying to be absolutely flawless for a miracle. But an inheritance is never earned by your hard daily labor, and it is simply received by the chosen child whose name is legally written on the heavenly deed. Your specific name is written in holy blood. The dark enemy tried his best to make you walk away from your own house. He wanted you to leave the heavy keys sitting untouched in the golden lock. He terrified you with unexplained physical exhaustion so you would forfeit the massive wealth inside. But you are confidently stepping over the threshold today because you are the absolute cycle breaker of your family timeline. The generational curse of poverty violently breaks against your chest right now. Look the invisible enemy directly in his eyes today without flinching. Tell him firmly that you know exactly who you are now. You are the chosen elite. You carry the supreme authority to completely rewrite the financial history of your children. While the heavy vault of heaven is fully unlocked and swinging wide open for you, there is no more painful delay. There is no more tragic waiting in the dark valley. The massive financial provision you have been crying for is already dispatched. The resources are actively flowing into your physical reality as I speak these very words. You do not need to figure out the complicated earthly math. You do not need to manipulate the broken system just to survive another month, because I am the supreme architect of your total rescue. The miraculous harvest is completely yours to freely manage. You came into this exact moment feeling like a broken survivor. You were terrified that my long silence meant a harsh and cruel punishment. Now the dark, heavy fog has lifted from your tired eyes completely. You know the glorious truth. The crushing anxiety that gripped your chest 10 minutes ago has been entirely washed away by my profound peace, and you are finally home where you belong. You are standing securely in the very center of your answered prayers. You are breathing the fresh air of your golden arrival season. The heavy iron armor is falling off your tired back right now. If your spirit profoundly confirms this massive paradigm shift, it is time to make your physical covenant with the holy altar. Heaven responds rapidly to the confident actions of a rightful heir. If this sanctuary has bound your deep emotional wounds today, take a moment to honor the altar. Kindly plant a financial seed through the Super Thanks button directly below. This is never a desperate plea for human charity. It is your physical decree that you deeply trust the incoming harvest, and you are officially signing the heavenly receipt for your massive inheritance. When you plant that specific financial seed, you instantly activate the divine law of multiplication. You are telling the unseen spiritual realm that you are totally ready to manage massive wealth. Do it without any fear or lingering hesitation in your heart. You are simply moving earthly resources from a place of absolute heavenly victory, and the dark enemy cannot block a faithful seed that is planted in total confidence. The heavy, exhausting season of begging is forever closed behind you. You are now seated firmly in a position of supreme heavenly power. Breathe in the glorious reality of your new divine identity. You will never again let the enemy convince you to walk away from your holy birthright because you are the chosen one. Your magnificent arrival is now fully complete and perfectly secure. Let the intense energy of that revelation settle completely. Do not rush into the next thought just yet. I need you to pause exactly where you are sitting or standing today. Let your physical body catch up to your spiritual breakthrough. Feel the solid ground directly beneath your tired feet. You are entirely safe in this holy space. Close your eyes for just a moment if you can. Take one long and slow breath in through your nose. Hold that breath gently in your chest for a second. Now release it fully and exhale the stale air. Blow out all the leftover anxiety you carried into this room. Feel the tight muscles in your neck beginning to softly melt away. Unclench your jaw right now. Drop your heavy shoulders away from your ears. You have been walking around with your body braced for a sudden disaster. You do not need to hold your protective shield up anymore. The fierce battle has already been fought and completely won on your behalf. Let your heart rate slow down to a steady rhythm. Look at your hands. Open your tightly closed fists and rest your palms facing upward. A person with closed fists cannot receive a massive gift from heaven. You must physically open your hands to accept the incoming harvest. Notice the sudden warmth spreading quietly through your fingers. That is the gentle touch of my absolute peace. The heavy silence in this room is no longer a terrifying threat. It is a thick and beautiful blanket of divine comfort wrapping around you. You do not have to figure out tomorrow right now. You do not have to mentally calculate any complicated numbers. Let your exhausted brain completely power down for a moment. Just exist here with me. You are finally resting in the green pastures I promised you. The dark valley of the shadow of death is far behind your back. The physiological panic that haunted your waking hours is permanently broken. Your nervous system is officially shifting out of that terrible survival mode. You are entering a state of profound and holy rest. Tonight you are going to experience a completely different kind of sleep. You will not toss and turn in a puddle of cold sweat. You will not wake up at 3 in the morning with your heart pounding violently against your ribs. I am giving you the deep restorative sleep of a beloved child. Your physical body will finally heal its wounds. Let the deep stillness anchor itself firmly in your bones. Whenever the enemy tries to bring the chaotic noise back tomorrow, you must remember this exact physical feeling. You can always return to this quiet sanctuary in your mind. You simply take a slow breath and remember that you are the rightful heir. An heir does not panic. An heir walks with a steady and unhurried pace. The heavy iron armor you wore in the wilderness has been fully removed from your tired back. You are dressed in lightweight garments of joy and total victory. Feel the immense lightness in your chest right now. The suffocating pressure is totally gone. The dark, oppressive fog has lifted. I am washing your spirit clean with quiet waters. Let the absolute certainty of my love soak deeply into your dry roots. You are completely known and fiercely protected. The massive shift in your reality begins with this gentle inward peace. Hold on to this tranquil clarity as we prepare to seal our final covenant together. Do not let the rushing demands of the world pull you out of this trance. Stay in this soft pocket of time just a little longer. You have survived the harshest winter of your entire life. Now you get to feel the warm sun of the arrival season on your face. Everything is perfectly aligned. Everything is beautifully finished. Take one more deep breath before we move forward. Fill your lungs with the fresh air of your new beginning. You are completely ready to step back into the world as a powerful conqueror, but you will carry this sacred silence with you everywhere you go. The peace of heaven is permanently locked inside your heart today. You are now a different person. The old version of you stayed in the dark valley. You carry a holy fire inside your chest today. And as you step back into your daily routine, you must legally seal this profound covenant with heaven. The peace you feel must be perfectly protected from the chaotic noise of the world. Do not let the enemy steal this word. Heaven operates on a specific law of divine multiplication. You cannot keep this immense blessing entirely to yourself. There are other chosen ones who are still crying bitterly in the dark tonight. They are desperately begging for a single sign of hope. And when you share this exact prophetic message with them, you instantly set the magnificent mathematics of heaven into rapid motion. Look through your phone contacts right now with spiritual discernment. Think of the specific person who has been carrying a very heavy financial burden lately. They feel completely abandoned just like you did this morning. Send this video directly to their screen. Be their tiny rescue angel tonight. When you release this word, your own harvest multiplies 100 times over. This is not a casual social media share. This is a powerful prophetic decree. You are literally pulling another hurting soul out of the deep mud of despair. Heaven keeps a careful record of every single hand that helps build the kingdom. Your generosity today ensures your own permanent financial breakthrough. The doors you open for others will instantly unlock your own giant vault. Now we must strictly secure your daily path for the future weeks. The old habits of the enemy will try to creep back into your mind tomorrow. He wants you to forget the glorious face of the rightful heir. Therefore, you must click the subscribe button right now to firmly bind your feet to this sacred sanctuary. Do not leave your spiritual gate wide open for an attack. When you subscribe to this channel, you draw a permanent bloodline around your digital space. You ensure that tomorrow's prophetic word reaches your eyes before the daily distraction returns. You are making a serious covenant to stay close to my voice. This is how you maintain your sharp spiritual edge in the intense wilderness. You are locking your focus onto absolute victory. You belong to a great tribe of cycle breakers now. You are no longer wandering alone in the cold rain of the isolated valley. Look at the thousands of other heirs who are typing their agreements in the comments below. You are surrounded by a wall of spiritual fire that the darkness cannot penetrate. Your combined faith is creating a massive shockwave across the unseen realm today. You have successfully passed the severe test of the formation season. The bitter compression has fully done its beautiful work inside your character. You are no longer a fragile child who runs away in deep panic. You are a powerful conqueror who stands perfectly still and receives. Walk out of this room with your chin held high today. Your magnificent arrival season is officially here. I am sending my warring angels to walk directly before your footsteps. They will aggressively smooth out the rough roads in your financial career. They will push away the deceptive, small people who want to drain your precious energy. You will find sudden favor in places where you previously experienced harsh rejection. Your name is now associated with massive heavenly honor. Do not look back at the burning ruins of your painful past. The old debts and the deep humiliations are fully washed away today. You are stepping into an inheritance that was deeded to your name before the foundation of the world. Believe the good news with your entire heart. You are deeply loved. You are completely vindicated. The heavy silence is broken forever. Go forth in absolute peace and supreme authority today. You have total backing from the Creator of the universe. The dark enemy has completely lost his legal right to terrorize your bloodline. Rest your tired mind in this beautiful certainty tonight. I am always close to you. I will never let you fall. Amen.